Alright, ladies and gentlemen and other people who are just randomly watching this stream. This is Nairi Academy, a sort of coaching on demand type of thing, which will happen basically whenever I get some replays that people want analyzed. This is where... come on. Yes, let's move into the game, and we have moved into the game. So this is our Terran player, FrostyRNS, henceforth referred to as we, as we will be looking from his perspective through this game. This is TvZ, and I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit because we open with a very standard Hellion harass, and we follow that up with a Marine Marauder. No, so I'm sorry, Hellion Marauder steam timing, which is, in my opinion, very fine, very standard, nothing to worry about. And in the words, I like this opener. I just want to point out that in this game, if we had moved our Hellions immediately to the third, we could have stopped it because he was late on his drone. Not something we can count on every game, but something that would have helped this game. And here we see we move out, we attack. And we take a third at the same time. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's focus on something that we didn't do so well, which is during the attack. I'm gonna try and speed this up because last time this is actually attempt number 2 at doing this, because the first time I just ramble on for like 20 minutes, and I'm not gonna make the same mistake this time. Okay, so we moved in, we attack, we do some damage. Now, one of the mistakes that I think that we did this game is that we split up. We have Marauders here, which got just killed by Zerglings, and we have our Hellions here, which just got killed by Spine Crawlers and Queens. Now, if we had, for instance, moved into the main and taken a spot behind the mineral line, like, say, over here, maybe, we could have stayed there forever, killed tons of Lings, and maybe at least killed the Infestation Pit and possibly the Lair. But we are in a okay shape. Let me look at income tab. As we can see, we are 41 to 48 workers, and he's heavily producing workers. Okay, so let's speed up. We continue on. Now, as our Terran friend already wrote, we screwed up a little bit. We didn't build a starport in time. It should have been done like ages ago. The second mistake we did, we didn't reinforce our attack. If we had done reinforcing properly, I'm pretty sure we could have ended the game right there with some good positioning and some minor micro. But that's in the past, let's not focus on that so much anymore. One mistake that I think we made, and I say we, when I actually don't mean we, but still, one mistake that we didn't really do is we didn't actually have, it feels like we didn't have a proper plan. We didn't really know what to do, we just started producing a ton of units. Which in itself, there's nothing wrong with that, it's okay, good, but it would have been better to have a proper plan. And also, why is there only one guy in this gas? Okay, we got upgrades, very good. We should hotkey the upgrading buildings to something. Personally, I use the same hotkey as my orbitals or my command centers, planetary fortresses, whatever. This third is very late. This orbital command should have been done like ages ago. Something to work on. It's good that we clear this out first before we try to land. Building one bunker is okay, is good. Should always do that because we have many certain run-bys. Building two, not so sure. If we are this afraid, we should really make a planetary fortress, because 2 bunkers, that's 8 food. And when we get to this 200, every little bit counts, because StarCraft 2 is a game of inches. So either go planetary or go 1 bunker. Don't go 2 and fill it with units. These units are gonna do nothing. Okay, so we make a ton of Hellions. Let's have a look at our vision. Right here, we should be scouting this base, the 4th, or the 5th, or this base, or this base. He could even go some sneaky, but I don't think this base is really relevant. The point is, we are not scouting. We have Hellions. We have many Hellions, in fact. And let's have a look at production tab. Now, in this game, we got siege mode first, which is, in most times, during most times it's okay, but since we have this many Hellions, we should have really gotten the Infernal Pre-Igniter first, and we could have done some harass. I mean, 2 spine crawlers, not that many. And we only thing we saw is Zerglings, so poke around with Hellions. Worst thing you can do is lose to Infestor, Fungal, which at that point we will know that we're against Infestor and Fungal, so we can start making some Ghosts or maybe more Siege tanks, or against Mutalisks, and then we will know that they're Mutalisks. So yeah, poke around with Hellions. Okay, I'm gonna speed up a little bit more. The plan was to make this a short one. In the email that I got, the idea was to hit a timing before Broodlords. Now let's go back to everyone cam. You can see that there are some Broodlords morphing. It's an okay timing. This is really bad, by the way. Yeah, too few tanks and way too clumped units. Our macro is fine, so we are still doing okay, but okay, let me first say that Zerg is at their weakest when the hive just completed. They are not so weak anymore when the spire is completed. So we should either be hitting a timing when the hive is done. Okay, whatever. This attack is not very important, so I'm not gonna focus too much on it. The question that I have is, why are we attacking this small choke over here and to the high ground? What are we trying to kill? Are we trying to end the game right here? First of all, I would say that we can't, because the infestors have so much energy I can just fungal for forever. And one bigger point I would like to make is that we should be attacking this base. Which we are, but with very, very much smaller force. If we, because of the positioning we could get, if we would move in right here, to this spot over here, well, my mouse is bugging out. If we would move into here, we could simply just cut off everything to this base, and we could easily kill it. Now, with this base he has the high ground, and he can morph all Broodlords right here. Now, I get this feeling that our Terran player, who is, or we, is trying to end the game before he gets too many Broodlords and Infestors and just gets basically the Zerg Death Bomb. Now, while this is in many ways a good plan, I think a better plan would be to make sure that we have the appropriate response for it. Now, Vikings sure are, but you need many more Vikings. But there's another option which is many times overlooked, would be just getting more bases. This base should be taken. This base is taken, but it's not really operational. This base could also be taken, and with extreme and supreme macro we could just crush the Zerg. Then there's of course the option of just counter-attacking. Now, this Broodlord, Infestor and Corruptor army, it's really slow and it needs to stay together. If the Infestors walk by themselves, we can kill it. If the Broodlords walk by themselves, we can kill it. And if the Corruptor walk by themselves, we can kill it. This army is basically only good at killing other armies. It's not very good in base race scenarios because it's so very slow. It's not very good at harassing because, well, it's very slow. It's only good in straight up fights, so we can just go around, kill this base, kill this base, kill this base, and drop some in the main. Something which our Terran friend emailed me about, that he should have gotten Medivac sooner. He could have continued on with the early advantage after the attack. Okay, so let me just bring up one final point, which is the gas, which I see many and very often. I'm not really gonna focus so much on the battle and the fighting and the micro. That's not really why the game is lost, in my opinion. Maybe just attack something else, like attack this base, kill it. Like, there's nothing here to kill. This natural is almost mined out. Even if we kill it, it's like Zerg won't care. If we kill this base, Zerg will definitely care. He can lose Grey Spire, Spawning Pool, Infestation Pit, and Mailing Nest, and Hive. If you kill all of this, it will take Zerg like 5 minutes at least to get everything up back and running again before he can make more Broodlords, effectively winning us the game. Because he would just be stuck on well, he can't make any units, so whatever. It doesn't even matter what he's stuck on. But anyway, our late game gas, which I see many often in pro games. I'm sorry for my rambling, by the way. I'm not really used to this coaching thing yet. But late game gas should be used something. Now, let me just jump over to my notepad so I can check what I was thinking about. I had 4 points, or actually 3 points, but this gas should be used for something, and maybe Ghost is one option. Ghost and nukes. We can nuke this base. If we nuke extractors, we can. One point which I'm not really sure how much an extractor makes per minute, but I'm pretty sure if we nuke this, I know it will die if we nuke it, and with some luck we will kill at least 2 drones, maybe 3 drones, then we are already ahead, because we will slow down his gas income, and we will kill off some drones, which will equalize the mineral cost of the nuke. Ghost in general we should be having, because if he's having infestors we can't just fight it straight up anymore. We can't just make Marines and Vikings and hope to win. Well, we can if we have a superior economy, but we don't, because we haven't really expanded as often as we should. Okay, moving on. Option number B would be Ravens, getting some seeker missiles, some PDDs, some turrets even. PDDs to help us win the air battle, and also same with actually all of these to help us win the air battle. Because if he has casters and we have casters, then we can, in my opinion, make it pretty even. And option number C would be just going Sky Terran ourselves. Make some battle cruisers, because battle cruisers are really not that affected by fungals. Then you just have to worry about corruptors, but if you make a pure air army, then you will probably be having so much Vikings that you can just kill them all off. Okay, so finally what I believe we should be, or Mr. FrostyRNS should be working on. I'm gonna give you a checklist. Number 1, macro. Build more supply depots. We were supply blocked quite a lot. We were not building SCVs all the time. Also very big bad thing. My personal preference is that I have 1 SCV building supply depots for every base that I have. So when I take your natural, I will have 2 SCVs building supply depots. Before that I will just have 1, and when I take my 3rd I will have 3 SCVs building supply depots. That should, as long as you remember to build, that should keep you pretty busy. Expanding. When you get beyond 3 base, the game is all about expansions. Expanding and killing the enemy expansions, and this is really bad. Never let this happen. If you are running low on APM, focus the APM where it needs to be. Take 5 seconds and send a group of Marines to kill this Zerglings, because he kills like every single SCV in this base. Really, probably the best SCV, the best Zergling ever. And lastly, don't be afraid to go against Zerg into the late game. I mean, yeah, sure, this army is really scary, and he will bring even more Broodlords here, and will basically kill us one-on-one. But I think this is a factor of us really not being prepared for the army. For instance, we are not getting air upgrades at all, and he is not really doing it either. But if we had air upgrades, we could be doing so much better. We do have 2-2 on our mech, but we only have like 2 mech units. And last thing I want to bring up is having a good plan for what you are doing. Like say a plan with, I'm just gonna go to dead space over here. A plan with where you have a A plan, a B plan, and a C plan. So for instance in this game it would have been, now this is a good move, but it's way too late. Way too late. Zerg needs his 7th and 8th gas to make those high-tech Broodlord death machine army like this. He needs these gases. If we can kill them, then the Zerg will not be able to get that army up in any time frame or size to make it really matter. Yeah, what I was saying, we should have an A plan, B plan, and a C plan. And none of these plans should be, I'm just gonna attack and kill him. As long as we can stay away from the attack and kill him, we should always have a next step. So when we did this Hellion Harass, we should already be thinking about what I'm going to do after the Hellion Harass, what I'm going to do after the Marauder push. And in this case, it didn't really feel like we actually had one of those plans. It was like, well, he didn't die, so I'm just gonna make units. And that's not really a good plan. It should be more specific, like I'm gonna continue the aggression by dropping him. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna continue and make an air transition or a mech transition, or I'm gonna expand everywhere, something like that. And this will help you focus a lot if you know what you're doing and what you're going to do next. It will also help your macro, making units while in combat, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is all I have for now. Thanks for watching. And if you would like me to coach or analyze your replay, I'm sorry if I'm rambling on again, send a replay to nairistarcraft@gmail.com, which can be seen on screen right now. Include that to that email the replay, of course, and I would like to know kind of what your thinking process was. Why were you doing this build? Why were you attacking at this time? Basically something like a game plan in very short 1-2 sentences. Some analysis of your own play, what you did well, what you could have done better, or why you think you lost. Because sometimes we think we lost because we didn't get +3/+3 in time, when in fact we lost because the other guy just had 4 more expansions than us. Okay, that's just overly absurd, but you get the point. Okay, so guys, a good one. I hope you enjoyed this. Any feedback can also be sent to the same email address. And keep gaming, have fun, learn, become better, earn money, and so on and so forth. Bye bye.